Here we have a 2022 Volkswagen Arteon. This one comes in the SEL trim level with the R-Line appearance package. We also get 4Motion all-wheel drive standard. And this one comes in moonstone gray on Titan black leatherette interior. The powertrain consists of a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, turbocharged, made it to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. And that gets us 300 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. Front end there we get all LEDs, LED headlamps, along with LED daytime running lights. And the lights don't flash like that, that's just how the camera's picking them up. But for Volkswagen's flagship sedan, they did an absolutely stunning job. Just love the design on these cars. And down here we get 20-inch aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And then we have our power door lock controls here. We get 1-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors, a rear window lock here. And then we have our power mirror controls here, so you pick a side and then you can adjust, or you could turn it all the way to that side, and the mirrors will power fold. And then we have blind spot monitors as well. And this is how you open the trunk. Headlamp controls are here. Off, auto, corners, and then headlamps are all the way on there. Then you have a little storage pocket here. Then you can adjust your steering wheel by pulling that lever. And then here we have our power driver's seat with power lumbar support. And we do have our memory seat controls down here as well. So you just hit set and then you can adjust it. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So let's check out this rear leg room here. So fantastic space back here. Knees are, I got about probably 2 inches between my kneecaps and the back of the seat. We have seat pockets on both sides. Now in terms of headroom, I only have about maybe an inch or so, but that's what you would expect from a vehicle like this. Rear AC vents here, 12 volt down there. View of the front from back here. And the middle seat folds down. And then we have 2 cup holders there. And you can actually pull this and you'll have a easy runway if you just want to run objects through the back seat there. I do like that we get the premium LED dome lights. Grab handle here, we can probably hang a hook here. Then you can also hang something there if you want to. Let's go ahead and make our way to the trunk. And I want to give a huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Arteon today. So you can pop the lever or you can pull this up here to get the trunk open. And plenty of space with this hatchback setup. First aid kit's there, roadside assistance kit, and then we can pull these down and hang bags on either side. And then we have a little storage pocket underneath, and that's where the spare tire is. But LED taillights as well, absolutely stunning look. There's a view underneath the vehicle. And then fuel filler here. There's the gas cap. Premium is recommended. Actually, I think it's required on this, but you know. Now, if you want even more space, you can pull this here and you can fold the whole seat down instead of just that middle pocket there. But I love that they did that because you can still have your passengers and then run stuff, longer objects through the middle part there with no problem. So a lot of cars don't even allow you to do that anymore. Now over here, the front passenger seat, we also get power with power lumbar. And then we have a lockable glove compartment here. But overall, I can't say enough about this design. It's just a stunning car. But let's take a quick look at the engine bay. And there's that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, mostly covered up there. But now, back to the driver's seat. So we get a nice leather wrap steering wheel here, and I actually like the design all the way around. I like how they stuck the R there. We'll come back to that momentarily. Now we have an 8-inch screen here, and this is gonna give you FM radio, AM radio, along with XM. And then we also have Bluetooth audio compatibility. We also get the navigation system here, and if you ever want to type in an address, all you have to do is click there, type in the city, type in the street, and it'll follow you through with the prompts. Pretty easy to get going. And then our phone icon's there when that's linked up. We have voice recognition here. And then we can go to the menu, and then you have everything pretty much at your fingertips, including the driver assist system. And you can fool with those settings there, turn on all of that on and off, either from the screen, or you can do it from the gauge cluster. And I'll show you how to do that there in a minute. And then you have different apps that are set up, and you can use that too. And that's going to be Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility there. Now the backup camera, decent picture quality, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Then we have our hazards right up here. And AC vents are up there as well. Down below here we have our dual zone automatic climate controls, and I actually like how you're able to do this. You can scroll through back and forth to do it fast, or you can toggle up temperatures up and down there. And the same thing with the fan speed. You can adjust that here. You can go up ever so slightly, and then you can just cut the whole system off that way. And then we get 3-stage heated front seats. And then we can adjust where the air is blowing from here. And then actually, after you pull that up, you can adjust it there on the screen. And then you can just, again, toggle the whole system off by hitting that button too. It's a little hot out here, so I'm gonna keep that on. And the wireless charging pad is right here. And I actually like how they put that in there. And then you can cover that up if you want to hide your phone or whatever. And then for the shifter, lever behind, reverse, neutral, drive, and then you can slap over here to manually shift, or you can just toggle the paddle shifters here, and then you can manually shift that way as well. And then we have several drive modes. So we have a custom one you can set up. You have an eco, comfort, normal, then a sport mode, and you have an adaptive suspension or damping, so you can actually feel the difference there, but I'll test that out on the test drive as well. Auto stop toggle here, parking sensors, push button start, electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage, automatic brake hold, you can toggle that. And then you have a 12-volt here, cup holders here. You can stow those as well, and then you can use this as kind of a place to put change or whatever. And then center console cubby space, 2 USB-C ports there. And then we have an oversized sunroof, and we can one-touch slide that. And it goes back pretty far. And then you can one-touch close it as well. There's a view of the back from up here. And then I'll show you how it tilts. And one-touch do that too. Now, back to the steering wheel. We do have our adaptive cruise there. We're gonna turn that on and off here. And then our lane keep system, we have that. And then the gap adjust for the adaptive cruise is there. And we can adjust speed and then set it to set or resume there. Volume controls are here. And then to the right side, we can go through our track list or radio station presets. And then we can adjust our gauge cluster view by hitting this button here. And you have several different options for that. So that's my favorite there. And then voice recognition controls there. And you can use this to scroll through the gauge cluster. And then you can use these buttons to go back and forth through the sub menu there. Blinkers are here. You can toggle that safety system there. Again, you hit that, and that's how you can pull it up on the gauge cluster. You can turn everything on and off. And then High beams are there. And you can flash there. Windshield wiper controls, one time, intermittent, low, high, and then you can adjust your auto wiper there, and then pull up here for front wiper fluid, excuse me. And then finally, here is our key fob, and we do get remote start here. But now to the fun part, let's go ahead and take this Volkswagen Arteon SEL out on the road for a quick test drive. So driving this Arteon, the car is pretty quick. I have it in sport mode now. I'm gonna try these paddle shifters out. And the turbo blow off sounds crazy. So I'm already pretty impressed by that. And the paddle shifters actually listen. They're not suggestions, so. And with this dual clutch, it shifts so quickly. Fantastic. And this sport mode is just, it's a pretty fun mode. It really is. I'm gonna get some throttle. We'll put the cruise on. And the cruise controls are kind of weird, but you get used to them. So this is the lane centering here with the adaptive cruise. Absolutely stunning system to use. And it's actually quite impressive. I haven't driven a lot of the newer Volkswagens. Actually, I don't think I've driven any. And this one is very impressive. It's a 10 out of 10 system here. And the ride quality, even in the sport mode, is pretty impressive. But I'm gonna put it into the comfort mode and see how that changes the ride. Oh, that's pretty impressive. The comfort mode in here is fantastic. Very surprised by how smooth the ride gets when I turn that on. A lot less stiff. The steering's a lot smoother. And still somewhat quick. It's just not, it's not as quick to go as in sport mode, which you would expect. But it's very impressive. This car is impressing me every minute. And even with these leatherette seats, you can get the SEL Premium and get leather, but these seats are pretty comfortable too. Now you don't get the ventilation that you can get with the leather seats, but I'm pretty comfortable here. Now these are on the more expensive side. I wouldn't say they're as much as an Audi counterpart or even a similarly equipped Lexus or an Acura, but I feel like you get a lot more driving fun just in terms of acceleration. These things are quick. I think they do 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds, but a lot of people complain that these are a bit more pricey compared to some other vehicles you can get, and the interior is not as luxurious as, let's say, an Audi, an Acura, or a Lexus. But to me, Volkswagen has always been that kind of manufacturer that gets you nice stuff. It's not necessarily the most luxurious, but you're not necessarily paying for that either. And I feel like even though this is Volkswagen's top of the line, almost top of the line Arteon, you still get so much in terms of features. I mean, you get lane centering assistance, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, navigation, adaptive cruise control. Pretty good bargain in my opinion. And this, even though it's not as fun to drive as maybe an Acura, if you get the A-Spec or whatever, or Type S. Still think this is one of the better options for your money. But with all that being said, this will bring me to an end of my review of this 2022 Volkswagen Arteon SEL R-Line.